It's been a weird week. On Saturday, we did our first Saturday. We ended up going to two different facilities, as well as going through a whole bunch of, like street, what they call drive-bys underneath the overpasses, and giving out blankets and food, and we had like hundreds of sandwiches and these care packs, all sorts of clothes, jackets, and somebody donated a couple sleeping bags. So at one point, we gave out these 2 sleeping bags to people that were on the street, and they were so stoked, and immediately people were like, "Do you have any more sleeping bags?" And it's like, "Oh no, we got the blanket, and we got this," and nobody complained, but I could see very clearly in people's eyes that it sure would be awesome to have a sleeping bag. The day was awesome. We touched a lot of people. There's a lot of smiles. It felt like a lot of love. But as I was coming home, I kept thinking, man, I wish I had more sleeping bags to give away. And then I got home and started cruising through my Facebook updates and such, and learned very quickly about the tragedy in Arizona. And it was such a jarring spiritual, psychological shift from love, 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 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 1, 1, love, 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 into violence, division, anger, hatred, them, us, and I didn't know what to do. I was having a hard time putting the world into buckets that I could be happy with, buckets that I could make sense of. And I was starting to really fall apart and really starting to spiral. Every negative thing I could think of started to come into my head. Birds dropping from the sky, fish washing up, division, violence, economy, And I pulled back. And I thought about the things that we talk about here all the time, and I try to remind myself, I'm like, look, my job is not to change the world. My job is not, I don't even know what's good or bad. The only thing I know is the things that I have in contact with. An hour ago, I knew that what I was doing was in alignment. I was connecting with a fellow human being. I was providing food to someone hungry. I was providing warmth to someone cold. That's all that I was doing, and it made total sense. There was no question. This was right and good and love. This is the alignment that I want to be a part of. So how do I get back to that when everything seems to be collapsing and spiraling down? And I went back to that one question I had of, I wish I had more sleeping bags to give away. And that quickly went to, all right, that's my new mission. I'm going to give away sleeping bags. I'm going to give away 100 sleeping bags. Because no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what political talking heads try to convince us of, no matter what licky leaks, or no matter what crosshairs, no matter what animals are dying on the beaches, I know that giving someone warmth when they're trying to sleep and cold at night is humanity. That is love. That is the kind of person that I want to be, no matter what else is happening. And as soon as I said I was going to do that, all of a sudden, this momentum, energy started flowing through me, and I started thinking of ideas and how we could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this. And it was so awesome because like this oil slick that was all over me, it just started to like you put drops of Dawn soap and it just was like falling off me like a duck's back. Is that the right metaphor? And then my world was, I could grasp it. 100 sleeping bags. That's way more than I have. That's way more than I'd like to buy, but I could if I had to. And if people start donating them, then we can do this. And it is a small step. But in the scheme of the cosmos, it's all small steps. The only question is, am I going in the right direction? Am I standing still? Am I going in the wrong direction? Am I in alignment? Am I out of alignment? You can't be once you're in alignment, the magnitude is out of your hands. The magnitude, how things impact the cosmos and the world and the planet and the country, that is in God's hands as far as I'm concerned. All we need to do is find a way to be in alignment, to be vessels of love. So, first off, if you've got an old sleeping bag that you would like to donate, yay. If you're local, I'll come pick it up. If you have a community or people in your city that you can donate it to, you can just donate to them. It doesn't have to be 100 in San Diego. I just want to give 100 out. And so if you do it in another city, however, try to take a picture of yourself with your sleeping bag first, just so that we can kind of create a visual record of this process, because I think that there's power to that, to creating these kind of visual representations of acts of love and kindness. So, or if there isn't a community near you that you know about or are comfortable with, then you can send it to me. I've already had one person who has sent me their old sleeping bag in the mail that's on the way. If you, another aspect of it, I was thinking of encouraging people to upgrade your bag. And in recent weeks, I've talked about how as the world becomes this throwaway culture, I know a lot of people are becoming more and more conscious of buying new things that you don't need. And so even though we are constantly upgrading our phones and upgrading this and upgrading that, and I'm starting to feel more and more like that's an out of alignment act of constantly buying things, I'm giving everyone a buying holiday, a guilt-free day of shopping. Buy whatever you want in the sleeping bag department and then donate your old one. Guilt-free! Stock up! Woo-woo! Enjoy the bliss of consumer buying. Oh, I feel good. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love a good shopping day. I love when Amazon packages come. So here's a guilt-free day to do it. Besides, how old is your sleeping bag? There's been great technologies in zippers and fillings of sleeping bags. There must be. I'm sure there's great sleeping bags now. And if you're very satisfied with a sleeping bag, or you don't have a sleeping bag, also would love to have some financial support. After HugNation, I'm picking up 2 sleeping bags for $10 a piece that were found by Tracy on Craigslist. If you've got maybe people in your office that you can mention this to, or you've got a club or something like that, just ask them, hey, isn't it about time you upgrade your bag? If you want, you can kind of taunt them, that the rest of marketing does with our other things. Be like, huh, really? You're still using an old Coleman bag? Well, whatever mocking things that you would say to somebody who has the wrong clothes or shoes, or, okay, I know you wouldn't do that, but what one would do in our culture to try to roll our eyes at someone who has a cell phone that's too big or old, or a car that's embarrassingly, oh my gosh, you have no cup holders. So I think right now our total is in about 12. So we've got a long way to go. I'm going to try to do some marketing type things and try to spread the word. Also going to try to contact people or companies that might have damaged ones or rentals that they're willing to, get rid of. If you know of a local place that you can ask that to, that would be awesome. Because we're not a technical nonprofit, a lot of big companies are not willing to. They just have a general policy that they don't do charitable things with non-official nonprofits, and that makes sense. In other news, San Diego just implemented a new program where the homeless can get a locker, like a little bin that they can store their things in, so they don't have to carry all their stuff with them all the time, which I think is a very, very cool. Imagine having to guard a shopping bag with stuff your whole life. It'd be hard to be anything but a homeless person. You can't go and do a little bit of day labor while you're watching your cart. Anyway, so one thing I was concerned about was giving people a sleeping bag when it might be taken away or they won't have any place to put it. I've been hearing stories about the police taking away sleeping bags, and so this new news about this new facility is even better for this goal of giving 100 sleeping bags. So now, why this makes sense in the optimism realm. There have been people that have been sending me like notes of like, this is so great, thank you, you're awesome, you know, and the reality is, dude, I'm doing this for very selfish reasons. I was struggling on Saturday, and because of the practice that I've been doing over the last decade, I guess, of learning how my mind works, learning about how my state of well-being works, and I think many of us are in the same boat, I knew that I had to change my thoughts. And this was it was almost like a, you know, getting a power-up in a Nintendo game or something, where it's like, it just transported me to a new world. There's new goals, there's new gravity, there's new everything within this realm. And so it was a defense mechanism. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think that that is a really important tool. It's an important part of optimism, is when the pessimism is overwhelming, reframe your world into something that is optimistic. Whether that is staring at a tree, whether that is spending time with a child, whether that is giving yourself a project that you know you can do. Clean your toilet. Yay, my bathroom is clean. That's the world I have control over. Yes, victory, triumph. And I kind of feel like that now about my negative thoughts and about my downward spiral. Victory! And I am exceptionally thankful to everyone who is getting on board or willing to help or even willing to say kudos, because it's a momentum thing. It's an energy of love and warmth, both metaphorically and literally. Imagine if you, for whatever reason, were forced out on the street for a couple nights. You would probably survive, no problem. You would probably find a way to get the things you need. You'd probably find, you know, get yourself back. But imagine 3 in the morning in the icy night, and imagine if you had a sleeping bag instead. It's like, if we can just create somebody who is enveloped in a literal warmth, and as well as wrapped in our spiritual and emotional warmth from the gesture, well, that is the alignment they were going for. That is the momentum. That is the flow. As far as I'm concerned, that is God's work. We are merely acting on His behalf.
You only live once. Enjoy the color.